Yo, what's happening, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to another stream today. I've got Matt here with us. We will be live streaming on occasionally together, but yeah, he will be going live by himself. So always just keep those reminders on CoinW so you guys stay up to date with myself, Matt, and Boris. But yeah, today we're currently looking at some setups. Obviously, the market got quite smacked yesterday with the data. It was potentially like bullish data, but it looks like the underlying factors behind the CPI, there's a lot more to it than just the actual number. So we'll speak about that, and then obviously what's happening with the market. But how are you doing today?
Yeah, good. Thanks, bro. And yourself?
Yeah, not so bad.
Bit of a sea of red on the daily
Yeah.
here on the banter bubbles. Weekly's looking good. Obviously, comparing it to this time last week, things are up like helium, Sui, Phantom's up. Yeah, these seem like the ones coming strongest out of the gates. But if we go on to the hourly, it seems like we're having a bit of a bounce, a bit of an attempt to the upside, which kind of lines up with some liquidation levels, which we can go through just now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's we were actually speaking about some coins, like some weird coins have been pumping recently. So I wanna discuss that. Like I wanna go over Phantom and like Litecoin, because Phantom's also, we were speaking about this level yesterday, and you actually shorted this level. You took a
Yes.
short at 0.375, which is a beautiful short. But
Yeah.
today, I honestly think that, I mean, we could potentially break out here.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm actually looking at,
Well,
like, if we can you just close above this zone, I'll be looking too long. But let's see.
just
Yeah.
looking at Phantom, like the reason I shorted Phantom was because there's that clearly defined range there, and the
Yeah,
news broke above, and then on the hourly time frame, it closed below the top of the
exactly.
range, which is normally quite a good sign to open up a short. So opened up a short, invalidation was above the wick, and yeah, it seemed like quite a good trade in the moment, and it did come down to take profit one. But if we have a look at that, it's actually doing the opposite thing now, the reverse thing. It looks like it's deviated below on the 4 hour. The 4 hour
Yeah,
candle looks
look at the
really
floor.
bullish.
Yeah,
So
I
I
like.
think, if price had to come down to the bottom of that range, you could open up a long and your stop loss would simply be underneath that wick and you could target the upside.
Yeah, I like this. I mean, I'll probably take this today. I think I mean the entry we should have got this entry over here, but if we see at least like what I'll wait for is, so a breakout strategy that I like to use is, because we had this deviation and the 4 hour looking really bullish. What I'll wait for now is like a 1 hour candle to close above the range, and then so let's just say, for example, like if we close above this level here, and then I'll wait for the next 1 hour candle to form a bottom wick, and then once we flip bullish, so once this next candle flips bullish, then I'll take it like a bar stop, like a limit long, once the break of the highs, and then target like these levels up here.
Exactly. That
So
looks like quite a nice swing trade as well, zooming out.
yeah, I like this. I like this. So Phantom probably one of us will probably share a long position today in the
Yes.
Telegram group. So if you guys aren't in the Telegram group, just message DM Matt or I. We will add you to the group. Yeah, we post signals every single day. We post updates. So yeah, make sure you guys do that. And looking like we will get a break here. What's happening with Bitcoin? It looks like it's moving a little bit here. Yeah, I remember yesterday, I was speaking about this trade yesterday for Bitcoin. I didn't actually take this. This was my setup. I mean, it's quite a basic setup. But I think yesterday I was in my head, I was just a little bit too bullish, which is the problem. Um, so yeah, I mean the structure for BTC, it broke below this trend line, but right now it's looking like we should see a bounce from this 57 858 58K, which is what we're getting right now. Yeah, I think we won't see much happening, because what's interesting is you check Bitcoin dominance. Actually, I was looking at it today. Um, it broke trend, which is quite important on the
Yeah.
4 hour.
Yeah, I did see that.
Mm.
Uh,
So that's
which,
quite interesting.
yeah, that is a good sign. I'm just waiting for a potential USDT to just break a range as well, and then I think it could be a good chance for some kind of alt season. So I posted this a while ago, just looking at this case. So price moved up, and it came into a higher term moving average, which I don't have on at the moment. But I was looking for this setup here. Let me just get rid of this. This setup, this arrow here was. I think we went long here on a few coins, but yeah, it's kind of stuck in this range. We can highlight the range now, looking something like that. So I think this could be a good place to open up some longs. If you look at some coins, you can see that they are forming like some kind. I mean, if you have a look at Bitcoin, it's kind of bouncing off the bottom region, something like this. So I would expect maybe wait for like a deviation to come over the top here and then close back, and then it's the classic, deviate out the range, and then we'll target the bottom. And then if we can see this break, I think this would be quite a bullish case for Bitcoin, for the crypto space.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the 4-hour on USDT dominance, look at the 4-hour, it looks like it closed respecting, which is quite good.
Yeah, it is respecting that line. If I had to put the MAs on, yeah, it's still above the moving averages, which isn't really what we want to see. We'd like to see this come underneath and break like this and fall like that if we are to see a bottom. One coin I am looking at the moment is Toncoin. So zooming out on Toncoin, if we're looking at the 4-hour, it's had an enormous run up from the bottoms here at the start of the year in Feb, and yeah, it came and hit just above $8, and it's held up really well. So what you can see on Toncoin is it's found the top, and it's just kind of been grinding low, and then this was the cascade or the waterfall that we saw at the beginning of last week. But yeah, price has broken out of this downsloping resistance trend line, and it seems like it's kind of maybe flipping it into support. It's selling off a bit now, but it's above the 250 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, and it is being respected, this upsloping resistance. So I think this is like quite a nice crossroad for Ton. If it can find some support in this region here, then I think it's looking good. But if not, then there is a good short. Very similar, if the market does flip bearish, I think this would be quite a good one to short. Not that I want to short this. I've quite a big spot bag, and I think it is one of the strongest altcoins out there. But this trade is looking good, and the higher beta play Ton, Notcoin as well, is also looking tradable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Ton as well. The reason why I'm looking at, because you brought it up, but I like the setup for Ton. This is like this one here. It's the same setup you're looking at on the trend line, and also within the 0.618. So if we do get a reaction here, like a nice little reaction, because overall this is quite bullish, right? High highs, high lows. But obviously, like you said, if we do break this trend line, then we can easily just open up a short. So I think regardless, we'll probably get a trade here for Ton today, regardless if it's short or long.
So we've got Ton and Phantom. Those are the two coins that look pretty ripe for a trade.
Yeah, exactly.
What are your thoughts on Solana?
Yeah, Solana. So wait, Solana. There we go. Oh, whoops. My bad. Here we go. Yeah, so I think Solana right now, let me just remove a couple things here. So basically, we at support, right? So this 140, let's have a look at the daily first. So the daily time frame, this level here is very, very strong. So this 140 to 141 zone, you can see every time we tap into the zone, we normally see like a reaction to the upside. Or if we close below the zone, we normally retest that level. So either or, this is a strong zone for Solana. So I would expect price to bounce from this level. You can see that even on the lower time frames, we are starting to form this as support. The 4-hour candle closed respecting, which is obviously good, and the 1-hour did actually close respecting. So I would expect Solana to move a little bit higher, maybe back up to like these levels here, like 147, even potentially 150, but we'll see. I do think that this is a bounce zone. This is a good area to open up a long with stop loss probably just below this wick over here. like 140.6. Yeah, I do like the setup for Solana.
Another one. Yeah, it's looking quite tradable at the moment. Coins are in good zones.
Yeah.
That's 3.
Yeah. So Solana looks good. What else?
On the
Aave, I
E
mean, I don't
request.
really want to speak about Aave. Let me have a look actually. Yeah, if you guys have any requests that any coins you want us to go over, just chuck it in the comments and we'll go over it. Let me have a look to see if you guys have any requests. Yeah.
It looks like Phantom's breaking out.
All right, let's have a look. Yeah, I don't want to miss this one today. I think this is gonna be a good one. So let's see. Someone says AVAX. Do you want to go over AVAX?
Let's have a look at AVAX quickly, then we can come over to Phantom. Let's have a look at AVAX. So this is AVAX on the 4-hour. Yeah, so it's obviously had quite a big move to the downside, and it's looking to recover those gains. Looks like a pretty simple downsloping resistance trend over here. I think if price
Yeah.
can get above this, then we could easily come and target this 200 exponential moving average on the 4-hour time frame. And just looking at zones, looking like this area here seems quite respected,
Yeah.
Put a
20.
horizontal over here. Even this
Oh,
region
fancy
here.
something. Fuck.
Should
Yeah,
have a look at Phantom.
so,
Okay, so this is the AVAX trade. We might, park off in this wedge. We'll come back to it now and analyze, but let's not miss this potential steam train. So here is the
yeah.
Phantom setup. I'm just going to zoom into the hourly time frame because we were looking at those candles. Yeah, so this is looking quite good. So he mentioned this being the range. This was the range we were looking at yesterday, and it's deviated back inside. So I'm just going to up this to those wicks. So we got a bit of a conservative entry. So we can have a look at something
Yeah.
like that. I think that is, it's getting rejected here. So these candles look good. So we would wait for, as you said, an hourly candle close outside here
Exactly.
before entering this long. But this is looking like a good setup. And if we just zoom out on Phantom, it does look more like a bull flag, and it's looking like it wants to push for higher. So I mean, if we had a measured move, we could probably, and a conservative target would be from the bottom of the wick perfectly into this 200 exponential moving average. So I think this would be a nice target for a swing. It's even looking like that lines up with, some of these top lines
Nice.
here.
Yeah, I like this. I like the setup.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this setup. There is this quite a heavy or a well-respected, if we zoom out, let's go to the 12-hour, well-respected downtrend. So, this does look like a region where support was found. It grabbed all the liquidity, even for the whole year. So Phantom hit the lows of the year in the recent move to the downside. But let's just zoom in because this looks good. If Phantom can break this line, sorry, it's a bit messy. If Phantom can break this downsloping resistance, which the measured move says it can, then I think I am bullish on Phantom for a longer term swing.
Yeah, because I mean, if it breaks that trend line, it should just continue.
Yeah,
So,
I would keep eyes on Phantom. You could get something like this maybe. Price could come up, come down. If it if it can test this as support and then make a move up here, I think there is a good long. There's also your long of just waiting for the candle, which I think is very valid. But maybe enter
yeah,
half position. If it gets rejected here, maybe take profits here. And if it comes down, there's a nice swing over here, easy invalidation. And I think you can actually target the highs all the way up here. It does look very oversold. You
exactly.
come up to the 50 cents region. This is a nice risk reward. Have you got 6-1? So I definitely think keep your eyes on Phantom. This one is looking quite strong. It's one of the stronger coins. If we do have a look on the daily time, I think on the weekly, we saw it somewhere. It's up 20% this week. Definitely one of the coins performing.
Nice. Yeah. I think that sounds good. What other coins? Not much else is up on the daily. The only coins that are up on the daily are like, are they? Oh, I
Yeah,
want to
are
say
they?
Litecoin. Litecoin was. I'm sure the Litecoin. Let me have a look. But yeah, Phantom, guys, Phantom's are pretty much breaking out here. So at the end of this live stream, so you have to make sure you stay until the end because at the end of this live stream, we'll we'll know our answer, right? We'll know our answer if we want to enter a long or not. So make sure you guys stay into the end. We still have 45 minutes until this 1 hour closes. So like we can't really take the trade now. So yeah, just make sure you stay into the live, just chill out, relax. We're gonna go through Litecoin because Litecoin's been bullish, and I'm not too sure why. To be honest, it's not a great coin, but if we have a look, I mean, I was looking at this on the daily. Let's have a look at the weekly. Let me just remove a couple of things here. So on the weekly time frame for this, on the weekly time frame for LTC, we can obviously we broke a massive upward sloping support line over here. So, but if you look at the weekly time frame, which is quite interesting, we formed that massive bottom wick, and it's looking like this week should close bullish here for LTC. I would expect for me to enter a long, it doesn't make sense right now because if you look at the daily, there's such a strong resistance coming in at 65.39. If you look to the left as well, it's quite a strong level. We normally see a reaction there. So I do think that we'll probably see a pump up for OTC back up to this level today, retest this zone. If we close respecting this level, then I'd probably look to short it back down to this zone. But if we start closing back above this level, then we can look for longs. But to be honest with you, I don't think we're gonna close above here, but we'll obviously wait and see. But if we do, then I'll be looking at the same setup like Phantom in a way. We wait for a break of this previous resistance, wait for a retest, and wait for it to flip bullish, and we take the longs. But if we get rejected, then we'll take the trade like Matt took yesterday, right? I'm just trying to show you guys so you understand what type of setups we look for. But Matt took the similar trade yesterday when we closed respecting a level, right? So Phantom yesterday, it closed respecting, right? Respecting the range, and then you take a short with stop loss just above the high, right? So similar to Litecoin, that's something that we can look at. If we close respecting, we create like a massive top wick over here, and then we close below. Then I'll look to short. But yeah, let's see what happens.
Nice. Yeah, if you come over to my chart as well, I've also got Litecoin here. Maybe it's like a rising wedge pattern here. From a downtrend, which I mean this is technically bearish, a little deviation and rejection of the 50, but the 200 exponential moving average on the 4 hour time frame is also here. So as you're saying, if it can come up and hit these levels, your levels tied in well with the 200-day exponential moving average. So here that's around 66. So if we can see maybe a push up and a deviation back into the wedge, and if it were to break the wedge, something like that, this is also quite a good short opportunity.
Exactly.
We can target over here, or even the 50. That could be like a TP1 from about here. TP2 would be here, or 3. This would be a nice hedge against your other longs that we have spoken about. But yeah, this will probably play out in this week. I think definitely keep an eye on this region for Litecoin. I'm going to set an alert here at 66. If it tags that zone, I'm going to look for a short, and if it breaks the bottom of the range, I'm going to look for a retest of the wedge for a potential short. So I'm going to set an alert there at 66k, and I'm going to set another alert for 63k. And it's very important to set alerts rather than just aping in, because you never know what's going to happen. This could easily come up here, reclaim, and then off you go. So we don't want to be shorting blindly from there. We want to see how it reacts at the level.
Exactly. Someone asking for Matic. Can you check it out?
Let's have a look at Matic. Matic's not actually on my list, as I think it's been underperforming relative to other coins. Oh, look, it's at 40 cents. That's crazy. Yeah, this was pretty hyped around like $1, I think, even $1.20 earlier this cycle. I mean, that looks, so Matic, I mean, it's respecting this order block region over here, which we can, let's just zoom in and then pull this across. Yeah, so it's respecting this as support. I'm just going to zoom into the 4 hour and see what we got over here. I think Matic needs to really get above these
Those
exponential
levels, yeah.
moving average before I start going long on Matic. We got a bit of a, I think all charts have this pattern at the moment where price is going
Yeah.
up and down. However, we do have a bullish divergence. If you guys don't know what that is, wait, let me just, yeah. So we got lower lows here. We got lower lows on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to zoom in now a bit. So we got lower lows, but the RSI is making higher lows, right? This is textbook bullish divergence, something like this.
Yeah.
So you can see that we didn't take out this low, right? This came in at 12.12 flat, and this went to 16. So you can see here, this is classic bullish divergence. And this is a bottoming sign. When you start to see bullish divergence on the 4-hour or on the daily, then you could be looking for a bottom. But if I were to go long on Matic, I'm going to wait for the insurance premium of getting above. I would like to see it take out 50 or even like 56, 57, then come back, and then we'll see these averages kind of maybe turn up. 50 might cross over like that. Let me get rid of this just to make it look good. And then we're going to be bidding the moving average crossover, and then we could be looking for a move to the upside from there. I am macro bullish on altcoins, so I do think there's going to be a recovery. I'm not sure
Yeah.
which coins are going to recover, so I wouldn't go long now. I would rather, instead of going long at 42 cents or 41 cents now, I think it's a better entry to go long at 46 cents, which isn't much higher. We're going to be missing out on 10% on altcoins. That's nothing. We all know that. But if we
Yeah.
can get some more bullish structure for Matic to go alongside with our bullish divergence over here, then it could be a good. I mean, so personally, right now, if you are holding Matic, you definitely can't sell your Matic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now is not a time to sell. There could be an option to rotate it into stronger altcoins, which we can maybe get to later. But yeah, if I was holding Matic, I wouldn't add, I wouldn't sell, but I might add if we can get to the 60-cent level and come back and retest the zone.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. That's a good analysis. I like that for Matic, to be honest with you.
Should we go back to AVAX? We were chatting about AVAX earlier.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, AVAX is something which also has been pretty. It's been bleeding out. I had some Matic, I mean some AVAX. Sorry, I think around this region here, around the $20. I thought it was looking quite good, and it did come up to $60, but it has since then just bled out. It's been quite painful holding some of these altcoins, but yeah, as I said, I'm not going to sell any at break even. But looking
Yeah.
at AVAX and zooming in, we do have our levels. Yeah, so I think if we can break this high here, we could be looking for a swing to the upside. But it does look like it is respecting this region here. This last 4-hour candle, looks like a bit of a bullish absorption or bottoming tail. So I think, yeah, this could be. I think this region here is a good region for Matic. If you just look at the 50% level, let me just get a bit over here. Yeah, I think if it can come down to that 2006, 20 region, this would be a good entry for Matic on the 50% level from the recent low to the high.
AVAX.
Would also sweep the liquidity, which I think is building up from people going long and front running the move. So I think this could be a good potential for AVAX, which also lines up with the potential Bitcoin drop or move to the downside. And again, don't just blindly long this. It could easily come and take out this liquidity here, which looks like it's the 618, or even fill some of this big candle over here. So maybe around, I'd say between 20 and 18, maybe 19 could be a good entry for AVAX. And I'm actually going to set some alerts there. So I'm going to set an alert at 20, 20.06 or 08. And then I'm set another one for this liquidity grab to see how it reacts around that region.
Nice. Yeah.
Anything else?
Nothing at the moment. I think we can kind of just look at some other coins. Um, XRP. I mean, I went long on XRP. Let me show my screen here. I'm actually stuck in this position. I took a little bit of profit, but at like this level here. But yeah, I'm still in this trade. Basically, it was just a breakout setup, but nothing's really come of it. Um, to be honest with you, on the higher time frame, I mean, it is respecting this level here, which is still quite good. But yeah, I don't know. Bit skeptical about XRP right now, to be honest with you. It's nothing. It's not looking the greatest for a long, but yeah, I think if we can start closing back above like 0.575, like these levels here, then we should see quite a nice move. So I will hold this until like it hits stop loss, but yeah, let's see. Arbors, someone says Arbor's a good fundamental coin, but the tokenomics are very bad. Arb.
Arbitrum.
Yeah, I actually haven't looked at Arb in I don't know how long. Let's have a look here. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arb. Yeah, I don't know.
I remember
I don't think that's.
personally, I
Yeah.
I personally sold all my Arbitrum a while ago. I rotated it into something else. But let's chat about ETH L2s, right? I'm pretty sure this is an ETH layer
Yeah.
two. They've been horribly underperforming. They've been getting really sold off and bleeding out. I mean, Arbitrum, I think it was only listed on Binance, like I think the start of last year.
Mm.
But yeah, there's a lot of hype around the Arbitrum, and there's a lot of hype around the ETH layer twos. But looking at Arbitrum, one thing I don't like is, when things, I think this was launched on Binance over here. It has taken out the opening price, which
Yeah.
it isn't ideal. This could be a liquidity grab. It has broken this downtrend, which it doesn't look like it wants to go much lower. Slash, I don't think there will be any sellers in this region. So it could be a potential for a long setup. You can see it's broken this trend, which it broke in July and came and almost retested it from the top in the recent sell-off. So this could be, an option. There's an easy point of invalidation. There's 43 levels. So I mean, if you want to open up I'd probably go spot long. There has been hype around
Yeah.
it, and I do think there's going to be an ETH L2 catch-up trade. I think that is on the cards. I think it's been horribly underperforming and sold off. So I think, if from now to the 50% level, about $1, see, this has been quite a well-respected region. It was resistance, then maybe. I personally wouldn't. I think there are stronger coins out there, but this could be a potential long-term trade setup. However, I think like if a token can get smashed 80%, I'm not sure how it's going to hold up in the bull run. I think there are better options personally,
Yeah.
but it is at a range low, and we do have to say it is at the range low because it is, and it is a potential. This is a good trade setup.
I think yeah, for spots you can't really go wrong. To be fair, like I mean, it's at
Yeah,
the lowest points,
if you can catch
So
this over here, I think at 50 cents, I think that's a pretty great trade. Quite an obvious point of invalidation, and a move up to
what
the
is your stop
50%
there?
level. Hey,
13%. You probably do like a 2x on that. I'll probably do a 2x.
yeah, something small. 13%. Yeah, this is if Arbitrum can come to these levels, I think it's a good trade. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm actually going to put an alert over here.
Yeah, as well. Sure.
But yeah, good setup. This has been pretty
I
shot.
mean, if we're talking about layer twos, we can look at Chainlink, right? So
Yeah,
I wanna look at Chainlink. So like on the weekly, I mean, we were speaking about, I don't know when we were speaking about this. I think it was last week, that head and shoulders, right?
Yeah,
For Chainlink, like it's also quite textbook. But basically, I mean, you can see that this was obviously the range for Chainlink, that consolidation range, and we had that deviation, then we had that move up. So this could just be a retest of this previous range, um, at around about $8, 8.82 cents. If we look at the daily, you can see that we obviously are respecting this level. What we can see here is we're starting to form a bit of a daily range over here. So what I want to do is probably just look at the lower time frames and wait for like a breakout over here. But essentially, it's looking like we are losing a little bit of this over here. So basically, yeah, if Chainlink can close below this level today, like over here, then I'll definitely look at a short for Chainlink back down to like 9.46, potentially back down to these lows. But you can see right now we're still respecting this level. It's looking like a little bit of an ascending triangle. Um, so if we do break above this point, then we could potentially look at a long back up to like 13. But yeah, I think same thing with what was the other setup we're looking at? It's similar setup where I think it was Ton, right? Yeah, Ton. We're looking for a long based on the trend line, or we're looking for a short if we break below here, right? So yeah, it's a similar setup. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if you guys want to join our group where we do post signals, just message Matt or I. I'll put it in the comments. I'll Telegram. Message us for the group. I'll put Matt's Telegram here as well. Yeah, message us. We'll add you to the group. We post signals. It's a free group to join. All you need to do is just trade on CoinW. So we just have to. You don't have to pay to enter the group. You just have to trade on CoinW. That's it. But yeah, looking good here for Link. I mean, of course, we have to wait for the 4 hour candle to close. But yeah, let's see what happens.
yeah, I think that level that you drew out there at the top side of the range is quite good. Let's have a look at Casper. That's almost just under 11 there. But having a look at Casper, Casper's one of the stronger coins. Yeah, it's just been in a continuous uptrend now. It's on Bybit. I think it was only, yeah, it's listed since the end of last year. I was had a big move up, and it often gets these wicks down, these liquidation levels. So it looks like this was one of those wicks. So I would expect like a bit of a sideways grind, like it normally does with the wick before moving up to the top side. I remember this broke out, and I still have a target of 26 cents. I think this is a good place to long to. But yeah, I did break down this upsloping supports during the recent move to the downside after the deviation. These deviations are actually textbook, right? Like always, you got your price forming like this. What have we got here? We got a deviation, and then I think if you just traded deviations, you'd do quite well in this market. And then because they work on they work on all time frames. So yeah, then you would target the bottom. This is a decent trade, and then this would have been the trade setup. This is like a long-term upsloping support trend line. Classic that it
Yeah.
bounced perfectly off there. Like some people don't look at TA and don't think it works, but it's pretty cool that this came almost to the exact level.
Oh, that way. Yeah, that way.
Yeah, crazy. I think if you just keep some of your portfolio and like just put orders on like long-term trend lines, when you get deep sell-offs like that, they normally do pay off.
That's true.
Another coin that I've actually gone into is not. Yeah, this was a big wick yesterday, which was a bit disappointing. I did take this trade.
Yeah, as well.
I think my trade looks something like it was off like 6-7. It was off this high here, and my stops are yeah. I was actually at 11. I almost got stopped out of this. I'm still in the position. This isn't my TP, but I think it was looking something like that. I think like Notcoin looks pretty good. It has come back into this wedge, which isn't great, and this is a huge rejection off
Yeah,
200.
the 200.
The 200 works quite well, especially when
Yeah,
it
it
goes
does.
from the 50 all the way to the 200 in one candle. It's normally quite a high probability short.
Yeah, I
What else?
mean, I still think it's a good setup. Just disappointed with that daily close. It would have been ideal if we can close above that level.
Yeah, this would have been a nice. I mean, I'm still in the long. I'm still pretty bullish as long as this is moving up, which is coming down a bit today.
Yeah,
Toncoin is just below the 200, could be a good time to get in.
for long.
Maybe yeah.
Yeah,
I'll see how the 4-hour candle close of the daily. Let's have a look at Bitcoin
yeah,
again.
yeah. What's happening in Bitcoin? Let's have a look here.
So
58,400.
yeah, this was my analysis. I've had these ranges or areas drawn out for a while now. So this was classic. So this was the price came down here. I then got into some good longs here and here, and then you just had this obvious level, which was rejected off here, and then price just broke straight through, and it has then formed ranges around in and around. So there's this bottom side of the range. This is the macro range at the moment. This is the range um, from 58k to basically 62k. This is the range at the moment. So it is, this is technically support.
Yeah,
I actually think this is a good region to go long. I can show you why looking at ETH, Solana, and Bitcoin on the liquidation levels. But just to get back into this, so it's quite classic how the 50 EMA on the 4-hour lines up quite well with this top side range at the moment, or the halfway point. But yeah, this range is being well respected, to be exact. But I am maybe looking for a high probability move on Bitcoin. This is my buy box. This is for a long swing trade. So if you just, I'll take a look at high block right now actually. So what I thought was quite interesting on high block on the shorter term time frames, there's a liquidity pool here at 59.1. So I think a move up to here is on the cards, probably up to the range here. There's also the 200 exponential moving average on the daily. So I think price could come into here for now, but I think there's a high chance
yeah,
of it coming into this pool if we just zoom out on Bitcoin. There was a pool forming here at around 55k, which it looks like it's people might be putting their orders a bit higher up. So this is a good pool here, which is starting to form on Bitcoin. Let's call it 57.3. So I think that's quite an interesting level, 57.3. That'd be quite nice.
53.
So I think what is a good trade at the moment, this is my long box for a big swing trade. But I think if price can come, maybe hit that little liquidation zone at 59.1, then come down to that 57.3. If it can hit that liquidity pool and come back and close in the range, then I think the trade is on. The classic deviation that we've
Yeah,
got. The
I think that's a
classic
good setup.
deviation trade. So if we can wait for that zone to get hit, I'm going to set an alert here. It's all about the alerts, guys. You can get on it today and do whatever. And then if the price hits the level, then you go look. So I think this would be a good trade if we can get a deviation underneath the obvious highlighted range, and then hit this liquidity pool and come back and close in the range. I think this is a really good trade setup, and I think I am looking for a macro high low to form. I think anywhere under, I think this liquidity will be swept. I've been eyeing it out for a while, but I think if price can come under here, I don't know how deep it's going to go, but I am going to wait for the reclaim of this range. But I will be setting limit orders from 55k to like 53.6. I think this is a good place for a wick to come in, and then I think if price can come under this range and come up and close above the range, I am looking for a move probably to the top side of the range. But if we zoom out on the liquidity chart, this is my main target, 70k. I've been watching this for a while. This is why I haven't been too concerned with my spot holdings, because I think we are going to get a move up if we do go lower and take out that 49K, which we printed a few weeks ago, I think it is an option. Also looking at the liquidation levels here. I think our faces might be in the way, but
move that. Let me move that. Here we go. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. So if we have a look at the liquidation levels here, we can see that traders are flipping short. So there's a few short on Bitcoin, but it's not a significant amount yet. ETH traders just flipped short, and Solana's been short for a while. So I think Solana's going to have a move to the upside. I am looking for a Solana long. I did actually long out of this 141, 142 zone. We can have a look at that just now. But it did sweep this big liquidity pool, which was forming on Solana at 140. I think there were a lot of players going along, expecting Solana to continue to outperform. There was that whole like Sol ETH trade breakout. But yeah, Solana has hit that liquidation zone, and players are flipping short. So I think it is placed for a good long opportunity. As you know, it's normally most players get wrecked. And then on Ethereum, like this big pool's forming here on the lower term time frame. ETH 2680, that's looking like a zone. I think this is a good place to go long as well. I do have orders underneath here. And then Solana, there's another pool over here. So I think it is looking like there will be some upside in the next day or two.
Yeah, I agree. I like the setup for Bitcoin. So you're waiting for a little bit lower, like you're waiting for a deviation and then a break above the range and then a long, or you're waiting for price to just tap into your box, right?
Yeah, so I'm setting an alert here for this would be a so I'm looking for anywhere. I mean, it's obviously very broad, and we're gonna have to wait for the market to get there. I don't want to, just randomly give you guys a number, but I'd say like this is a good setup in my opinion. Obviously, we're not gonna long the liquidity pool because it can easily come into this. But I am bullish. I think there's a lot of fear in the market at the moment. If I just had to go to the Bitcoin fear and greed, it's probably sitting under 30, which is normally 29. We've been in fear for a while now. So if we just zoom out, let's look at the 3 months on the fear and greed. So what I didn't like about the previous move or the previous dump at the end of June was how quickly we went back into greed, right? So price came down a bit and it went straight into greed, which was a bit of a red flag for me, especially that we were in this region for so long. I would like to see price sit down here for a bit more. And I think like a move to the downside could keep the fear and greed index quite low. I also think if Bitcoin had to come and break to the upside, I think a lot of players would try short, especially with all the recession fears and all of that still like lingering in the air. A lot of players could be flipping short, which could lead to price going higher.
Exactly. Bit of a squeeze.
Bit of a squeeze.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it. We're still waiting for the setup for Phantom, and this is exactly why, guys. And this is exactly why we were saying we're waiting for the 1 hour candle to close, right? Because remember, Phantom was looking really, really bullish above this level, right? And you can see that we're just still getting rejected. So it's important always just to wait for the candles to close. It gives you confirmation, right? It gives you confirmation if we're going to go higher or we're going to get rejected. So like right now, it still looks good. What I'm going to be looking at is I want to potentially see if Phantom can come back down. If that would come back down to the bottom of this range and then we see like a reaction, then I'll probably take a long there. Or just going to wait for the next 1 hour candle to obviously close above the range. So I still think Phantom is going to rip today. I think it's just basically just wants to trap these people right now. So let's see what happens. Phantom still looks good. We'll see. See what happens.
Nice.
I'm kind of liking it.
That is a good setup. What else has been looking interesting recently? Should we have a look at the NASDAQ?
Yeah, let's actually look at that. Let's check.
This is the S&P futures, which I think the news was quite bullish yesterday. The crypto market obviously sold off, but I'm waiting for this to, the S&P 500 is reacting quite well. Here's the Nasdaq. I think the Nasdaq broke out of that. Yeah, the Nasdaq broke out of that down sloping resistance after coming perfectly into support region. So I think the Nasdaq's looking good. I would like to see a few closes above the 50-day exponential moving average. I think this would be a bullish sign. And if we just take out the fib with the 50% level and go from high to low, we are currently, we got rejected off that region, which yesterday. But I think if we can get price above here and just consolidate here for a bit, maybe.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, it didn't close above the trend line, right? It just closed respecting.
The 50%, yeah, it
Oh no,
closed below.
Closed below. Okay.
It's outside this
Yeah,
trend line.
daily close. Yeah, daily close above there would be good.
Yeah, so I'm looking for a close. Like, it would be nice to get above these and just create some bullish structure, creating a higher high short term. But yeah, I think there was a lot of fear here.
Yeah,
There was a lot of fear here, and I think a lot of big players stepped in and bought this fear.
have a look at Ton, eh? Have a look at Ton quickly if you can.
Let's go have a
It's
look.
approaching that. I don't know. I'm gonna open up a small long here to be honest, and then put a tight stop. I think it should bounce from the zone. We were speaking about it earlier. That trend line. It's a
Yes.
level that we normally see a reaction, and if you also draw the fib from the low to the high, it's the 6-1. It's tapping the 618 right now. So yeah, it looks good.
Sorry, this is the reverse client. I'm so used to going from
Yeah.
top to bottom, but
Okay.
this is the 618. But
Yeah,
yeah, the
but
618. I think you're talking about this move here. No, this move here. Yeah, it's coming very
yeah.
close. Yeah, I
We
would.
honestly think, yeah,
I think this would be a good place to long. Between the 618 and this 50. I know it's underneath the trend line and it's going to look a bit sketchy. But I,
yeah,
I think I would actually be waiting for maybe a move into this and then see what happens. If you can come under here and then see what happens. And it's obviously a break
yeah,
underneath,
yeah,
but
yeah.
if we can do something like this could be looking pretty good. And I think an easy invalidation is going to be underneath this region here. I think if price can come down here and close an hourly candle, I think it's going to roll over and we can flip short. But it's important to get your entries as close to the point of invalidation as possible. So I think like from here
Yeah.
to here is a good place to potentially take a long on ton. But yeah, as you said, this is perfectly off the upsloping trend line. This is some classic TA, so I think this is a good move.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens.
I would like to see this candle close on the 4 hour, but if you have a look and zoom in on the hourly, if this candle can close above here, that'd be looking quite good.
There is that order block there as well on the 1 hour. I mean, I don't really trade order blocks, but essentially,
Yeah,
potentially a bounce. Yeah.
and this is it's been coming down for quite a while. But I think if price can come up now, and let me just get this in. Come up now, like something like this could be looking quite good with your
Yeah.
invalidation underneath that wick as well. This is another setup, and we can target the highs. If this happens, we could be looking at Notcoin for a move.
Yeah. Exactly. Same ecosystem. Yeah. So, do you guys have any coins? Let's see if let me have a look.
This is quite a cool setup. Very, very similar to Phantom. This is Rune.
Very similar. Yeah.
Almost identical. You'll probably find Phantom actually looking bullish now. We can go have a look at it on the hourly close. But yeah, very similar structure to Phantom. It has broken out of these resistances which were created after the sell-off, which is quite bullish. This does look like somewhat of a bull flag price is obviously in this range here, which it's testing right now. And I would say, look at these deviations. That's just textbook trading. Yeah, so I think this might come in as a bit of resistance, but this is a bullish pattern, and you can
Yeah, it's just a
mention
bit of a
over here.
consolidation for the move up. Yeah.
Yeah, this could be a trade setup, potential trade setup on Rune. And like this is going to be the classic pattern in my opinion for most coins. I think this one is just catching a bit. I think it's quite a strong one, Thought Chain. It's quite hyped, and a lot of people talk about it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are holding it as a long-term bet. But I think this is a good trade setup, and I wouldn't be surprised to see stuff like Link, struggling. I think that they're all going to have their pop to the upside, and like have this very similar pattern to Rune here. So I think most coins are in this structure still.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have that move and that consolidation and that push up. I think it's quite a hard market or difficult market to read at the moment. It could go both ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm macro bullish. We can touch on the macros in another video or stream. But yeah, definitely macro bullish, and I am looking for higher lows.
Yo. I just checked Saga. Check it, Saga.
Check, excuse me.
Look at Saga. check the 15, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, this is gonna Bart Simpson. I could jump in a short here.
Yeah, I'm thinking as well. I mean,
It would,
this looks like it's going to take out. It's going to literally just come back straight to the low. Oof. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on Saga today.
I think if it can break this here, then if it can break through here and come and retest this zone here, it could be opening a short. Stops probably above this wick. You don't want to get stopped out by a cheeky one. And then, yeah, I think this is a potential trade setup. If
Yeah, I like
price
it.
comes back into this, I think I'm going to go short on Saga. I'm going to send an alert. It's all
Yeah, as
about the
well.
alerts, guys. It's all about the alerts. You do your homework, put your alerts on, and then yeah, I'll be shorting straight into this block here.
Yeah, yeah.
And this looks like it could be a little.
Yeah. I think we can short it to zero. Man. Take profit zero.
Take profit zero. Yeah, this looks like it's actually deviating quite nicely. I've never heard of Saga before.
I don't really know what it is either, to be honest. But
It's like
I'll just somehow, yeah.
but this also looks pretty good. I'm gonna wait for a break of maybe this upsloping support as well.
Nice. Yeah.
Let me just make that a bit more accurate. Yeah, this could be. Let me get rid of this. This is a bit rude. Yeah, this looks interesting. I think if we can get below this region over here, this crossroad, then I would be going short on Saga.
Yeah, I think it's clean. I think it's clean.
Yeah,
it's tanking. Yeah. Weesh. Yeah, it's breaking that low.
yeah, this looks very top heavy.
Yeah.
I think this is extremely likely to be filled. There it goes.
Yo. Bro, the 15-minute candle was crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. I think it's just gonna drive. I don't think there's. I don't know. I honestly think this thing is just gonna drive. Yeah, I don't know. It's
this is
crazy.
this thing's a what is this move?
I don't know.
I'm pressing cap lock.
Yeah. Oh my god. And everything else is just chilling. Yeah.
Nothing else. Everything else looking okay. If you're holding Saga, I would consider something else to hold. But it, it this could be the perfect entry.
Yeah.
I'll put
Oh,
this
it's
out for a
terrible.
laugh. I'm gonna put this out for a laugh. And no, I would not take this trade. That was obviously a joke. Everyone, don't take that trade. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wow, crazy! This is a unbelievable Bart Simpson or Bart Simpson
Yeah.
to be.
This looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like FTT. Do you remember FTT?
I remember FTT.
It looks so similar, bro.
That was classic. Hey, it's respecting the trend line. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should be 100x long. I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. It looks terrible though.
Yeah, you never want to see these.
No.
No matter like anything, this is not a good sign. Probably a continue downwards. What meme coins do you have your eyes on? Let's have a look at Arweave. It's also up 2% today.
Meme coins, not much.
Arweave's it is holding this line as support. Just to get it a bit accurate here.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
This would have been quite a good entry for Arweave. I think this coin has a good chance of breaking out. It does like to respect its lines. It's quite a nice coin to trade. I think if it can get above this, we can see a nice break up here for Arweave. What's Filecoin doing?
That looks good.
Everything's kind of just coiling up, waiting for Bitcoin maybe.
Yeah, looks like good.
Tron's been quite strong.
TRX. Yeah. Actually, this coin moves crazy, to be honest with you.
It moves pretty well. A lot of people don't like. I mean, it doesn't move well at all. Like it's not a huge mover, but it's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
it's pretty strong. Um, it's holding up really well from its dip. It's already reclaimed the 50%, which is strong from the move.
Hmm. Yeah, looks good.
It's actually above it now, which is quite cool. But it's crazy how this is a strong coin because it's made higher lows. You know, we can have a look at
Yeah,
this, and this is bullish structure, and this is likely something that's going to do well in the cycle. Unlike Arbitrum, where this has just made lower lows, and there's a common misconception where people think because it's so short, it has to make it up as everything evens out, but that's not the case. There's a reason why. I mean, if you go to something like these coins here, like recently, only the strong companies besides Tesla. So if you look at Apple, if you look at Nvidia, if we look at Microsoft, if we look at Google, those are the strong companies. Those are the ones that have outperformed everything the cycle. And it's no different to cryptocurrencies. It's no different. So if you have a look at, again, sorry about your Arbitrum, but this is making lower lows, and this is bearish market structure, and it's a common misconception because if you go to the cycle high now and say, oh well, this is going to go up 400%, but if you look at something like Tron, this is only going to go up what 15%,
Yeah.
10%. So it's better to put your money in Arbitrum, but the reality is, for those of you who don't understand why, is that everyone that bought Arbitrum is underwater, right? Everyone that bought's underwater. I'd say that 99% of people who bought Arbitrum are underwater, unless they bought over here or in this recent flush down, which I think is unlikely. So what that tells you is, if price had to come to this level here, people are going to sell. The people who bought here and are underwater are going to close their positions. People who bought here are going to sell. People who bought here are going to sell. There's just a lot more sellers in the market.
Pretty much everyone's on a loss, right?
Everyone's going to be selling this coin as it rises. But if you look at something like what we were talking about, Tron, there's only going to be sellers maybe at this region here and maybe at all-time highs. So there's a far better chance of your coin going to the upside. It's basic economics with supply and demand, right? And there are a lot of people at the moment who are preparing for a bull run and an epic move to the upside. So once these coins start breaking, I mean, I'm not sure what Tron's history is. I mean, this is looking pretty good. I would say this is a good looking coin. It's performing well. It hasn't broken its all-time highs. It looks kind of similar to something like Solana. And if you guys don't know what TRX is, I think it's the Tron coin, like BNB on Binance or something like that.
Yeah.
And when you send your USDT, you can choose the Tron network or the Ethereum network. And the Tron network's always $1 and the ETH network's like $6. So I think that does have its use case.
Of course, yeah.
But the hourly close has happened.
Oh yes, yeah. Let's go over a couple setups before we leave. So
Yeah,
Phantom.
No, it's a
Let's
no-go.
see. Nothing. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't close above. It actually just got rejected. Which makes sense. This is also this would have been a high probability trade. Again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But
Short
I
back
don't
into
think
the lower, yeah.
I don't think this goes lower. I think this could be a good setup.
Yeah.
Off the bottom of the range, but we're going to see. I think this is a good one to scalp. It's probably just going to sit in this range and just watch how it reacts there. What else are we looking at? Oh, this thing's breaking down.
Saga. Litecoins, I don't know. Litecoin is just pumping. Well, not pumping, but
yeah, it's still in this
looking
wedge. I'm
strong.
gonna keep an eye on Litecoin.
Yeah, as well. What else is there?
Jupiter. So I had this zone from Jupiter before the news, and I actually got stopped out of this trade. Yeah, I think I had my stop loss at 77 actually. So around this range now, I think Jupiter's a good buy. I think it's a good long-term buy. I think I was a little bit bullish yesterday as well, so this trade didn't go to plan. But I mean, yeah, it's underneath the 50% level. It's probably on the 618, which isn't too good. But Jupiter does really well in meme coin season, on the really risk on. Because I think a lot of people trade meme coins on Jupiter.
Yeah, exactly. And the DEX is actually really good. Like I've used it a lot. It's really clean.
Yeah, it is clean. So I think this is a good. I think if you're looking for some spot buys, I think Jupiter is a good spot buy. Unlike Arbitrum, which has come and taken out this low at 2 cents. Well, I mean, obviously it's relative, but Arbitrum had a similar pattern where it has this launch. We can go have a look at it now, and it creates this like bowl. So this launched, and it creates like a bowl. This is a bit of a longer term one. But I think Jupiter is a strong coin. I think it's going to do well. It's still above the lows where it was launched, still above this zone here. And I think its recent low didn't take out this low here. I think that is a very strong indication of a good coin. Is something that did not take out the June, July, the June low. What is it? It was the start of July, I remember. It didn't take out the low, where not many coins have that with them. I think most coins came and sold off below that point, but Jupiter didn't, and it's looking like it's breaking. It's kind of holding and hugging this trend line, but I think this could be a nice liquidity sweep. I did buy some more Jupiter spot recently, so I'm looking for an upside move to take out this liquidity here when things get a bit more bullish.
Nice. Yeah, not much else, but we got Phantom, we've got AVAX potentially, Ton, waiting for Ton as well. What else is there? Yeah, I think that's it. If you guys have any more coins you want us to go over before we end, just chuck it in the comments. But yeah, if you guys don't have anything, thanks again. We'll wait like 1 or 2 minutes to see if you guys have anything. But yeah, thanks again, Matt, for coming on. It's always a pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. I think we're doing another live
Yes.
stream soon, in about 3 hours.
Yeah, so you guys make sure you guys join that. On CoinW, you can actually schedule. You can put a reminder so you guys don't miss out. You can just go to the live stream tab on CoinW and just click on like add reminder, and then you'll get notified when we all go live, of course. So make sure you guys always do that. And yeah, I think no questions seems good. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for watching. Thanks, Matt, for being here, and then see you guys later.
Anytime. Okay, we'll see you guys later.
Have a good one.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.